Welcome back to After Battle. I'm your host as always, Daniel Levi, and joining me now is the Bellator Lightweight Champion Brent Primus. Brent, welcome to Half the Battle.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, you got it. So let's get right down to business. You're the lightweight champion of the world. How did it feel when they put that belt around your waist?
Man, it felt great, and it was like one of the best feelings I've ever had in my life. I was so excited, I got booed or whatever after I got the belt, and I was wondering, why am I getting booed right now? And, I went to the backstage and changed and everything, and then I watched the video on, on film or whatever, and watched the announcers and everything like that, and then I was like, oh, man, that's why. They think that I literally just went in there and he rolled his ankle, and I celebrated him rolling his ankle. But, man, it was way before that I had him injured, and, it was a surreal feeling, for sure, definitely.
Man, I mean, tell me about the placement of those kicks, because it's interesting, because I know a lot of guys, they'll train, checking kicks that come to the thighs, but not many people train taking kicks to the ankle.
Yeah, man, there's like a big nerve that goes right down there, and it's a deadly kick, man. I don't know why people don't really use it that much, but my coach Oyama, Oyama had an awesome game plan for me. He was watching Chandler, all of his videos for months and months, and he's like, Chandler puts all of his weight on his lead leg to throw that right big hand, and as soon as you see him plant down, put all his weight on his lead leg, I want you to kick right above the ankle. There's a nerve there, and I've actually been doing that kick for a long time, the last few years or whatever, and it works. I've been injuring all my training partners with it for a couple years now, and I only can kick them probably a couple times before they ask me not to kick them anymore with it. But yeah, man, it's a great technique for sure.
When you kicked him with it the first time, did you know that something was wrong?
Yeah, man, it was crazy. I kicked him the very first kick, and I just saw the look in his eyes change. He was looking at me with some fire in his eyes, wanting to rip my head off. And as soon as I kicked him, man, he looked just worried. He looked really worried and didn't know what was going on. And I saw him reach down for his thigh, kind of kick his leg a little bit, and then heard my coach just say, his leg's broke, go, go, go. And that's when I knew something was wrong with his leg, and I looked down, and I could see that his foot really wasn't working that well, and he switched stances, and I could see that he was just trying to, kind of feel his leg and trying to get it back or whatever. But it was definitely, man, that first kick, it was crazy.
I mean, look, you're the champion. You're holding the belt right now. No one can take it away from you. But how do you feel about him kind of discrediting your win and being like, I'm still the champ?
Man, I've lost so much respect for that guy. It's crazy to me, man. He knows 100%, just like I know, that his leg was dead off that first kick, and I don't think he knew what was going on, but he knows, man. We both know what happened, and even Scott Coker read the medical report and came out and said that the doctor said that those were for impact, like a kick, and it's just crazy, man. I respected Chandler a lot, and I 100% thought that he was going to come out and say the truth, what happened, and him blaming it on him rolling his ankle it's just hilarious to me, he's one of the best athletes in the world, and when do you ever see somebody roll their ankle in the cage like that unless they're, all concussed or whatever? But not only that, the canvas is so soft, man. I just don't understand how people can think that he can roll his ankle and tear and have nerve damage from the knee down. It's just a joke to me, and I really can't believe he is blaming it on him rolling his ankle when, man, it's just crazy to me. But it is what it is, and I know he's lying. He does too, and man, I'm going to confront him when we go to the press conferences and do all that stuff, but it is what it is, man.
Do you feel like long-term this is actually going to be great for your legacy? And the reason I ask is because it looks like you guys are probably going to fight again. And if you go out there and beat him again, that's 2 wins over, Michael Chandler.
Yeah, man, this is crazy. This is exactly how me and my manager planned it or whatever. We went to the first press conference, I think 3-4 months ago at Madison Square Garden, and I told Chandler that I'm going to beat him on the 24th, and I'm going to give him a rematch right away, and we can have a trilogy if he wants. But it's going to feel great to go out there and beat him again, and I'm literally going to kick him in the exact same spot, and I'm going to kill his leg again. And if he doesn't, then I'm just going to work my game plan and break him down with my kicks and my reach and stay really mobile.
Do you feel like people kind of sleep on your finishing ability? And the reason I ask is because, your first 5 fights, you finished them all in the first round, but then you had those two, I'll say that they're wars, the fight with Anderson and Santos, and those are the fights that the fans mostly talk about. They don't talk about your 5 finishes. So then you go out there, finish Chandler in the first round, and I feel like people kind of forgot that Brent Primus is a finisher.
Yeah, man, like, it was good to get back to my roots, and, man, even when in my amateur days, I was knocking everybody out in the first round, and it's just crazy to me going past the first round. Like, I remember my first fight with Anderson, it went 3 rounds, and I just remember thinking, like, man, it's so crazy not finishing my opponent. It was like a really crappy feeling. I hated it, and I'm gonna obviously always try to get back into my groove and finish everybody in the first round, and my last fight with Chandler, for some reason, I was really calm. I was really collected. I was thinking the whole time, and so I felt really, really, really good in there. And my last 2 fights with Santos and Anderson, I just felt rushed. I wasn't, like, really calming down, and I just didn't really feel like myself. But, thankfully, fighting Madison Square Garden on one of the biggest cards in Bellator, and I was cool, calm, collected, man. It felt great, and I can't wait to get back in there and do it again.
Tell me about your mindset, just, as a martial artist and as a winner in general, because one doesn't simply get that belt that you're holding right now. So kind of tell me about, the mental fortitude that got you to where you are today.
Man, I think it's all about just, like, hard work. I work really, really hard. I don't take any days off. It's all about hard work and consistency. Like, I'm in the gym every single day, 3-4 times a day, training my butt off, man. I think that's what it's all about, is just the grind. You got to learn to love the grind. You got to learn to sacrifice everything in your life that's fun, and eating really, really healthy. And yeah, man, it's just like, I hate to lose. I always have. I love to compete, and I love to challenge myself, and I'm in the right sport to do that. It's one of the toughest sports you can compete in, and man, I love it, man. I love the grind. I love training my butt off, and there's definitely some times where I'm really tired and just want to go watch a movie or hang out with my girl or go eat some bread or some pasta or something. But, man, it's all about hard work. That's all it is.
Brent, you could retire today and you could say, hey, I got to be the champion. I got to be the #1 guy. But now that you are the champion, where do you reset your goals? What's the next thing you want to do?
Obviously, defend the belt, man. I'm going to defend it I'm going to defend it for a while. It's going to be mine for a while. I know that I'm kind of new. I'm only 8-0. But, man, it's here to stay. And, I'm here to shock everybody, and like I did in my first fight, even if there's controversy or whatnot, me and Chandler knows what happened, and yeah, man, I'm just gonna defend this belt for sure.
And in your opinion, when is the next fight?
Right now, it was me and Chandler set up, but he has nerve damage from his knee down, supposedly from rolling his ankle, which I think is hilarious. But so right now they're waiting for people to look at his nerves and neurologists and everything like that, but and I know if Chandler isn't better soon, then there's talk of me fighting the winner of Benson Henderson and Pitbull, or I really don't care though. Whoever they line up, I'm ready. I'm going to train hard. I'm going to have a good game plan for that opponent, and I'm going to go in there and defend this belt.
Regardless who it is, it's exciting times for Brent Primus, because it's going to be a big fight no matter what.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Every fight from now on, I got everybody, hunting me down. Everybody wants what I got, and it's awesome, man. I can't wait to go out there and put on a good show and defend this belt for sure.
Well, Brent, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me right here, right now on Half the Battle. It's been a pleasure, man. Let the audience know where they can follow you on social media, and anything else you want to tell the fans, go ahead.
Yeah, man, follow me at Brent Primus 155. I'd like to thank my sponsors, Bad Boy. They always hook me up with the best gear and help me out through all my training camps, and Roots Organic out of Eugene, Oregon, and the Eugene Fisherman Market, and Big Kahuna Bulls, and Don Lewis Plumbing, and G Fuel. You guys helped me out so much, and I wouldn't be able to do it without you guys. And just keep in tuned and watch me defend my belt here soon. Hopefully by the end of the year for sure.